Hello and welcome to another episode of Monster Breakdown, and as you can see, today we're going to be taking a look at the zombie family in Spiral Knights. We're going to be looking at all the different kinds of zombies, some strategies to use against them, and all sorts of other interesting information. So first off, let's take a look at the zombie's background. Now the zombie family is actually a child of the undead family, and there are 7 different types of zombies in the zombie family. First off, we have the dust zombie, then there's the frozen shambler, the drool, the slagwalker, and the frankenzom. Those make up the commonly found zombies. Now there are some rarer zombies, such as the carnivon, which can be found in places like the Black Cat missions, and the void zombie, which can be found in places like the Unknown Passage. So now that we're familiar with the entire zombie family, let's take a closer look at each of the zombies. So let's start off with the dust zombie, and as you can see, this one dust zombie is using his breath attack. Now when I wandered into his breath attack, I was inflicted with a pure stun status, and as you can see, I did not take any damage from that, and all his other attacks deal normal and shadow damage. Next up, we have the frozen shambler. Now as you can see, that frozen shambler is also using his breath attack, and his swipe attack can also freeze us, and it will also be dealing normal and shadow damage. So as you can see, when I wandered into that breath attack, all you can basically do is wait out until the frozen shambler comes to pick you off. Moving on, we are now at the drools, and the drool's breath attack will deal the pure poison status. Their swipe will deal normal and shadow damage, and it can also poison your character. And their lunge attack, like any other zombie, will just deal normal and shadow damage. Here we are at the slagwalkers, and these are the type of zombies that you'll probably encounter the most often because they're present in one of the most popular farming missions, the Firestorm Citadel mission set. And these guys will deal the fire status along with most of their attacks, so pretty nasty. Next up, we have the frankenzom, and the frankenzom's breath attack will inflict your character with the pure shock status. Their swipe will deal the standard normal and shadow, with a chance of shocking your character as well. Now, moving on after these guys, we have one of the rare zombie types, the carnivon. Now, the interesting thing about the carnivon is that its swipe attack can set your character on fire, but its breath attack will deal the pure curse status. So these guys are extra nasty, and you really need to take extra precautions when you're going up against them. And as you can see right here, I'm going up against them in one of the Black Cat missions. Next up, we have another rare zombie, the void zombie. Now this scene is a little bit cluttered, and you can see the one void zombie right down there. He's about to lunge at my character. And the interesting thing about void zombies is all their attacks deal normal and shadow damage. So now that we've seen all the zombies, let's take a look at what to wear when we're going up against them. First off, it's great if you can bring along some shadow defense when going up against zombies. You'll also want to bring along some elemental weapons, and specifically, I enjoy using brandishes such as the combustor, the glacius, or the voltage against zombies. Now that we know what to wear and what the zombies are, let's take a look at some strategies to employ against them. And the good thing is that zombies really aren't that difficult to deal with. So the first thing is actually pretty simple, and it's moving the totem. The interesting thing about zombies is if you see that totem right in the middle of the zombies with the 2 eyes, there's actually a circle around the totem. Now if a zombie dies within that circle, he will be reincarnated. So right here, let's actually go in and attack some of these zombies, and I'll give you a bit of a demonstration and so you can see that they actually don't die. Their heads spin around and then they actually spring right back up out of the ground. So whenever you're up against zombies and they're around a totem, the first thing you should do is move the totem out of the way. Now I know this is pretty much common knowledge, but I've seen a lot of even experienced players try to get zombies before they move the totem, and it's just a lot easier if you move the totem first. Now my favorite strategy to use against zombies is just to use a brandish charge. So sometimes you'll be dealing with a rather large crowd of zombies, and if you can just loose a brandish charge into the crowd and inflict some of them with a status, they become a lot easier to deal with, and you deal quite a bit of damage at the same time. Now my third strategy is to combine a vortex with the second strategy. So if you see a herd of zombies and they're not really grouped together, you can really group them together with a vortex and then loose a brandish charge into the group, and you can finish off a bunch of zombies with even 1 or maybe 2 charge attacks. So, thank you for watching the video, and remember, if you have any friends that are just starting Spiral Knights, perhaps these videos might be helpful to them. And anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in Spiral Knights.